2024 Mission WDF Lakeside World Championship. This is the home of World Darts. This is Lakeside! We conclude the men's first round and we welcome to the stage, first of all, a true darting legend, making his return to the Lakeside stage after an absence of 30 years. The only player to hit a 9-dart finish on this Lakeside stage, the reigning and two-time Ulaanbaatar Open champion, the Singapore slinger, Paul Lim! Classic and Budapest Classic champion, the reigning Royal Grafenet Masters champion, from the Netherlands, Moreno Blom!
Another who tries to play as much of the WDF Tour as possible, and he's comfortably accumulated enough ranking points to qualify. It's a fascinating game for so many reasons because of the contrasts. It's youth v experience, fast v slow, calmness and tranquility against fury and frenzy. Andrew Sinclair is joining me, Dan McCarthy, in the commentary box for one of the most hotly anticipated games of this World Championship.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure to be here for this one, to be able to see the living legend, Paul Lim, on this stage. For the first time in 30 years, and yeah, I'm intrigued by this one, particularly because it's a real clash of styles, because Paul, very methodical, and Moreno is one of the fastest players on the WDF circuit, potentially the fastest now that Chris Landman is in the PDC. And I think the one issue with Moreno's game sometimes is that when he doesn't find the treble with the first visit, he can sometimes go chasing it round the board. And when you're playing someone who is differently paced to you and has a very different rhythm and cadence to their play, it's going to be harder for him to find that rhythm. But a steady start from Moreno so far, and finding that treble is an encouraging sign.
139. It is an occupational hazard of throwing so quickly. You are going to be erratic.
Exactly, and you know, I've watched enough of Moreno's games on the tour to have seen him, you know, one of his WDF title wins over in Hungary, he averaged more than 100 in the final. He then made the final in Hungary the following day, lost to Yellow Claassen 6-1 in that final and averaged 67. So the fluctuation in his game is there, but when he puts it all together, you can see the incredible talent he has. He did it on the Euro Tour earlier this year, and in the PDC West Europe qualifier, he lost 6-5 to Stefan Belmont in the first round and an average 98. So the incredible talent is there. It's just trying to close the gap down between what his A game and his C-B game looks like.
He's either got an A game or it's a D game, and if you can find that B game and crucially start getting wins with that B game, that'll stand him in very good stead. It's been a very solid start from Moreno. First to a finish. Paul needs to pile some pressure on.
Moreno, you require 88.
18 or treble. That leaves double 7.
That's
That's a fabulous start from Moreno Blom. Could be so easy for him to be overawed by the occasion, because we can't underestimate the enormity of Paul Lim's appeal. A man who's still spoken about with great reverence across the world of darts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I spoke with a number of players before the draw was done, and Paul was the game that everybody wanted.
140.
It took on, I think, special significance for Moreno, because Moreno's been quite open about the fact that when he played here last year, it was a slightly daunting experience for him, but also came away feeling that this was the best venue he'd ever played in, and he was delighted to be coming back for a second appearance, but particularly being able to be the one who welcomes Paul Lim back here after 30 years away.
Well, you could see when Moreno Blom walked on, one of the first things he did was point to Paul Lim and look at the crowd and almost try and encourage the crowd to back Paul Lim. more than a dozen players in the men's field who weren't even born the last time Paul Lim was here.
Including Moreno himself. I think the thing with Moreno in recent months is that he's been trying to find consistent results, because his place of Lakeside was pretty much assured for much of this year because of the volume of tour events he's done. And you know, Moreno actually runs a business with his father, and that affords him the time to be able to travel. And also, you know, the business him and his father run is very successful, so he is able to fund his journeys. But I think he's just been trying to play his best game, but also pick up points on a consistent basis. And although his most recent event was the Czech Open, he got to the last 32. He was fairly happy that he'd come through a 500 player plus field, got to the last 32, and yes, I would like more points, but I know I played well to get there. So for him, it was a good marker.
140, ready to fire 122.
Another treble 18. Leaves the bullseye.
73.
Well, another treble 18 would have left him double 7 again. Double 14. Well, double 7's taking some stick already. Nicely done by Paul Lim. I think what we shouldn't do is almost fall into the trap of thinking that Paul Lim's reappearance is something of a novelty. He can still play. He's averaged over a ton a couple of times recently, playing in Asia.
Yeah, Paul very much still life in those legs, and he's incredibly active across soft tip and steel tip competitions. And he actually has been here for a few days now, has been up in the north practicing with Kai-Fan Leung, who, if he wins this one, he would play in the next round. And there is a real Hong Kong theme to this, because the tournament that secured Paul a place here when he retained the Ulaanbaatar Open title earlier this year, he beat Royden Lam in the final. Now, at the 2019 WDF World Cup in Romania, Hong Kong got a silver medal in the team competition, and who was in that team? Royden Lam, Kai-Fan Leung and Paul Lim. So you beat one of your teammates to ensure your place here, and if you then win your first game, you get to play another one of them in the second round, which I'm sure is not lost on Paul, but a tough job on his hands to take on Moreno here, who has been practicing in the venue for quite a long while before this one.
I did meet him very briefly in the practice room, Paul, and it was one of those very surreal handshakes I've had. He asked me to only say nice things about him in commentary.
I think he's one of those players where there are only nice things to say. He was, in fact, Paul, very, very close to qualifying for Lakeside last year. Was in one of the reserve places for the tournament through his good form and good results on the Asian event. Was unable to take up that spot because of commitments with his sponsors, but that sort of inspired him to come back here this year.
Double 8.
66.
No sweat, Paul Lim will come back to the board.
80. Paul, you require 16.
Nice opening bed, and Paul Lim used the first start very effectively as a guide.
Of course, part of Paul Lim's notoriety on this stage is that marvellous 9-darter against Jack McKenna that you referenced, which at the time won him a special prize of £52,000 from the title sponsor's embassy. No such prize on offer this year, as far as I'm aware, although they may surprise us. But the point I was going to make was that Moreno has form with 9-darters himself, thrown one on the development tour, and he's also produced one for the Netherlands while playing in the Four Nations a couple of years ago. And it's no real surprise with Moreno with how fast he throws. If a good visit comes and you're playing someone who's at a similar pace to you, you could easily see him being able to repeat the trick and then take out the finish.
134.
Last time Paul Lim played here was in 1994, beaten by John Part, three-time world champion.
84.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Lim's pedigree in world championships on this side of the sport actually predate even the Lakeside hosting it. His first appearance in a world championships was all the way back in 1982 at Jolly's in Stoke. I think it was Dave Whitcomb he played in that first one, and then yeah, he was here pretty much every year from 1986 onwards through to 94, with his best run being 1990 when he got to the quarters, beat Ray Batty and Jack McKenna, and then lost to Cliff Lazarenko in the last 8 that year.
Incredible longevity. It was only 3 years ago that Paul was beating Luke Humphreys at Alexandra Palace.
Yeah, a fact that was not lost on me when writing a little tribute piece about Paul in the programme.
Good look at the bullseye here. Leave a 2-darter.
105.
Good thinking.
92.
Well, it was a very good start to the game from Moreno, but since then, Paul's really taken control. Another double 19. Oh, wrong side of the wire.
72.
That would have been some shot to win the opening set.
I must admit, I wasn't expecting that.
52.
Moreno can afford himself a little smile.
32.
Will now be a big frown because
All you
missed a
require
couple of chances. 777, of course. It's been a running theme.
$17. Whatever you require, 20. 10.
They were wildly
All
thrown.
you require, 7.
Double two is found, and Paul Lim wins the first set.
Second set, first leg is Moreno to Lopez.
He's going to plan for the Singapore slinger.
100.
Moreno, a very enjoyable watch on his day, but we are seeing some examples of those erratic visits.
I think there is something, or should I say,
74.
when I saw the draw that Moreno had got Paul, the thing that intrigued me was that there was a real similarity to the draw that Moreno got last time, where in the opening round he took on Hungary's Gabor Takács, a very slow and experienced player, and then he won that game. Admittedly, didn't play at his best, Moreno, but won that one fairly handily in the end. But in the second round, he came up against Neil Duff, and Moreno started that one like a train, was finding trebles, looked really sharp, and then Neil slowed the game right down, used his big stage experience, and the change in pace really affected Moreno. He struggled to find that rhythm that a player of his pace needs, and we started to see a lot more of those treble-less visits. And I think that was what I was intrigued about this time, whether he would have learnt from that experience, how he would adapt at this time. And although he had the brighter start in the opening leg, you have seen more of that erraticness in his play. And that's arguably why, in the end of that first set, when he had chances, he seemed unable to convert them, which is a real shame for Moreno. But Paul doing his job on the stage.
32.
And he's always been a man that plays his own game, but Paul very much at the stage of his career now where he has his cadence and his pace, and he's not going to be moved from that.
It's up to Moreno to pin shots like that. Much needed leg for the Dutchman. It's only a hold of throw, but that could have been 4 legs on the bounce for Paul, and at that point Moreno's confidence would be understandably sapping.
There does feel almost a throwback atmosphere in the air here at the lakeside. It's been a party atmosphere for much of the opening weekend. And now we've got Paul Lim very much part of the older generation of the game. And you could almost hear a pin drop in here, that the respect that's been afforded to this living legend of the game.
140. 60.
It's a very unfortunate bounce out for Paul there. That looked like he was well on course for a wonderful 171.
61.
Moreno knew he had to switch away from
All you require 152.
That didn't look secure. Did see Paul Lim land a massive 151 shot in the PDC World Cup for Singapore, playing alongside his namesake Harry Lim.
60.
That was against Belgium back in the summer.
59.
Harith Lim, who, if my memory serves me right, was one of the very first winners of the Boys World Masters. Harith Lim back in the 80s.
A classic pop finish from Paul Lim.
It did amuse me when we were piecing together the programme for this year's tournament.
60.
We asked players to supply us with various bits of information, the darts they use, their favourite players to have played on this iconic stage, and general information about themselves. On age, Paul just put 70 plus. Which I don't think he quite understood the assignment, but a humorous touch anyway from the man who has been playing darts for 4 decades plus.
And been winning titles in virtually that whole period. And the thing is, if he's still got the ability and if he still enjoys it, absolutely no reason for him to pack it in.
Absolutely. A revered and respected figure who also is involved. You see the sponsor there, Darts Live. He is heavily involved in the Darts Live actual business with soft tip machines. It's actually one of those at my place of work, which I do enjoy a practice on. And I will admit, the bigger trebles are a help to a player like me, but for a player like him, you can make the trebles a lot smaller and he'd still find maximums like he did just then.
First one of the match, and you get the sense it was a crucial shot. Break here, and then Paul Lim throws for the match. It would be a very quick and very disheartening exit for Moreno.
84. All you require 83.
Good thinking there to go for the 15th. Single would have left a big fish. It's completely irrelevant though. Two wonderful finishes on double 16 from Paul Lim, who is one leg away from the place in round 2.
Paul to throw first.
And if, well, whoever is to win this one, he'll be back in action tomorrow night for what looks like an incredibly stacked session here at the Lakeside. Neil Duff, who arrived earlier today, seemed in good spirits. Had a nice chat with him earlier. We'll also see the reigning two-time Women's World Champion Bo Greaves and the man everyone is tipping for this title, Jimmy Van Schie.
Viewers will have seen Jimmy as one of the players surrounding Moreno in the walk-on. Compatriot of his, offering best wishes and support.
100.
And he's probably going to need best wishes right now, because since making that very good start, hitting double 7, nothing's really clicked for Moreno. He's been doing what you alluded to. He's been chasing around the board all too often.
Yeah, ultimately, I think it's just he's struggled to adapt his own game to the more measured pace of Paul, and that's meant he's not found a rhythm, and then
41.
that tendency to chase, which normally is a good sign of great board management, but in Moreno's case, sadly hasn't been tonight. And we're just seeing a very impressive showing from Paul.
24.
Usually you got a very calm demeanour, but you could hear the anguish in Lim's voice then. Poor visit, but it's a poor visit that wasn't punished. Single 19.
96.
Safely achieved. Wry smile on Moreno's face, again switching
50.
when he really needed to stay on the 20s. Chance for Paul Lim to wrap this match up. A magnificent return to the Lakeside stage for 70-year-old Paul Lim. Moreno Blom, all he can do is offer his respect and congratulations to the Singapore slinger, who made it look relatively routine, a 90 average upon returning. Paul Lim may be a contender himself. Moreno looks hugely disappointed, but it's Paul Lim who's victorious.
Who's going to be racing the stages of DARTS for many years to come. Moreno Blom! And the legend marches on to the second round, Paul Lim! Well, ladies and gentlemen, 15 minutes break, 15 minutes, and we will be back with our next match of the evening. Tita Hedman against Kirsty Hutchinson. Division WDF Lakeside World Championship. And we welcome back to the stage the former Lakeside World Championship finalist, the reigning Swedish Masters champion from England, Kirsty Hutchinson. Her opponent is a three-time Lakeside World Championship finalist, the reigning England Classic, Romanian Classic and Romanian Open champion, the Caribbean Queen, Dita Hedman!
Well, we've just seen some heroics from 70-year-old Paul Lim, and Dita Hedman, of a near similar vintage, makes her Lakeside return. A three-time runner-up in this tournament, losing out to Trina Gulliver, Lisa Ashton and Anastasia Dobromoslova. But another player who, despite her advancing years, is still mightily capable. One of the shining lights in ladies darts over the years. She's still going and winning titles. Did a double in Romania earlier this year. And she's taking on Kirsty Hutchinson, who, despite beating Veronica Ehash in her first round,
a last leg decider in that final set, so she spent a lot of time already up on that stage. Getting it back to 2 sets all, and Kirsty coming through in that last leg to make it through to the final.
140.
good start from Kirsty.
Yeah, you mentioned the power scoring is one of her assets of her game, and she'll be happy with that, getting a 2 treble visit early on and gets her down to a finish first.
100. Kirsty, you require 101.
Steadying herself. Data's not really been in this leg, so this would feel like a steal. It'd only be a hold of throw.
Not going to happen this time. Needed to be perfect. 2 trebles to get down to a double. So Kirsty Hutchinson with a more than makeable outshot here, 52, to get that breaker throw in the opening leg. Going for tops. Much closer with that second dart, but not quite there. So Hedman to keep hold of her throw here. Gonna have to come downstairs now. It'll be treble 17. And that's not found the target.
36.
So it is 3 more darts here at tops for Hutchinson for the earliest of breaks.
Double 10. Already chasing the doubles. Finally nails it. 5th time of asking, but Kirsty Hutchinson draws first blood, breaker throw as well. Very encouraging signs in terms of the scoring, but you'd expect Dita's to get better, and she's not going to be afforded too many more opportunities like that, where she gets 5 goes at a double.
No, absolutely not. So it's imperative now that Hutchinson can keep that scoring going, keep them big treble visits coming, but also clean up the doubles much more quickly than that, because, as you say, 5 darts at a double, you're not going to be afforded that by a player like Dita Hedman very often.
60. $97.
noticeable that Dieter's no longer using the springy points, which is quite good for the eyes, to be honest.
Yeah, that was always an interesting one, seeing them darts going the board like that, and we don't see it very often from other players. I know Peter Wright's tried it a couple of times in the Premier League, and it's not quite turned out well. I think they were in the bin straight after the game, but Dieter, yeah, she did use them for quite some time, but elected not to use them now, and yeah, here in the commentary box, we're happy to see it.
60.
It's a couple of times now that flight's come off one of them darts.
That happened quite a lot in her game against Veronica. I don't know if it's a loose stem.
64.
Possibly, yeah.
But at least the darts aren't bouncing out, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, they're all scoring darts, which is good to see. These not very high scoring darts here from Hutchinson, which gives Hedman here an opportunity to put a big score on the board and break straight back.
An opportunity not taken.
Yeah, that's the dart that Hutchinson wants, right in the treble, follows it up with the second.
125.
A wild last one there, but it does get her down to a finish first.
It looked like she had to have a slight regrip with the third dart, so that just put her off rhythm. Nothing rhythmic about this from Dieter.
22.
No, not been able to find her range yet, and Hutchinson going to have plenty of time here to get this leg one. But it'll take a bit longer with darts like that.
43.
Straight ton gets her down to a finish. Hutchinson looking at the 88. It's going to be 18s now. To leave a shot at the ball for a 2-0 lead.
41. DT required 114.
She did hit the bullseye, needing 79 against Veronica. That one was not particularly close. Dieter wants treble 19 to leave double 19.
76. First year required 47.
Would have been Shanghai on the 19s there. I don't know what we'd call that, but 47 here for Hutchinson. Changing the double that she wants, not top. She's going for the 16s now. Now double 8.
31.
It doesn't find the target. More missed doubles for Kirsty Hutchinson.
How does she get this through?
No score.
Well, you can't get much closer than that, can you?
Required 16.
Over to double 4 now. Gets it with the second arm, and that's more doubles that Hutchinson's had an attempt at, and she's been given enough of them, and by the time she's hit it, she's got over the line. 2-0 now to Hutchinson in this opening set. And going back to that first round game on Saturday, I know Kirsty won't want to talk about it too much, but yes, there were some very long, grueling legs in that one, but there was some quality in there as well. You mentioned that shot on the ball. Also had a 15 darter in there as well. Veronica also had one as well. So when she can put it all together, there is some real quality there. But some of the legs that she had in that game against Veronica Hash, going close to 40 darts in some of them, it's not going to cut it tonight.
100.
Hedman with a decent lead here after the first couple of visits. Won't want to be losing this first set 3-0 and on her throw as well to be broken twice at the start of a game.
40.
Hutchinson back in the treble. Finds 2 of them to get herself right back into the leg.
Nudging in front after 9 darts apiece.
Not much between them in this leg, but Hedman, if she can find a treble, will get herself down to a finish first. And they're 2 very close darts, not quite there. Finds one with the last dart, gets down to the 138. We've seen a few good 138 finishes over the years. The one that springs to mind, Luke Humphries to win the World Grand Prix. Not sure if there's any others. Do let us know in the chat. But this is a chance to get the 138. It'll be treble 18, or will she stay there? It will be treble 18 for double 12.
126.
And that would have been the best 138 we've seen in a World Championship match, if it would have went in.
The views of Lal Moss there and no one else.
Hello if you're watching at home, Keith. Gets the double 6 there. That is the first leg on the board for Dieter Hedman. It's a holder throw though, so this is Hutchinson's chance to close out the first set against the throw as well.
Kirsty's lost her range in the last few minutes.
Yeah, some signs of frustration there as well. Still in a good position in this set, but that opening visit of 24, an immediate chance for Hedman to really make some ground in this leg, and she is going to need to break if she's going to win this set.
60.
Can't find a treble, so not too much damage done there. That's much better.
140.
It's another 140 for Hutchinson.
These two are familiar with one another. Dieter leads the head-to-head 5-4, but Kirsty has won 4 of the last 5 meetings. It's not just the WDF that play each other fairly often in the women's series.
Yeah, I think that was one of the main positives really that Kirsty Hutchinson came out with from a post-match interview on Saturday, was that she is going to get the chance to play Dieter on a big stage. I know she's played her a few times on the tour and various other competitions, but this is a chance to play her on that world stage. And she's played some of the greats already. Bo Greaves in that world final. She's played Lisa Ashton here last year. So a chance to tick another one off the list and play Dieter tonight.
63.
It was a mad leg that saw Lisa Ashton win that clash last year. Another one that was a missed dart at double-a-thon.
Yeah, Hutchinson's been involved. I know she's only been in 4 World Championships, but she's been involved in a lot of long and tight games. She's won a few of them, she's lost a few of them, she's been on both sides of it. But this is a chance now to get this first set on the board. Won't do it with this visit. Coming downstairs for the 19s to leave a straight 60. Hedman, all she can do is apply some pressure now, but she is going to need some trebles.
Seven 19s leaves a ton.
Not the trebles she would have wanted, so this is Hutchinson's chance now. 60, there's the 20 to leave tops. And doesn't find the target. not been able to get anything really going on the double. She left tops in the first leg. She changed her MO to 16s in that second leg that she won. Back to tops here. Not much she could have done leaving 60 there, but she'll come back to the board with 3 more darts at it.
Well, this leg has kind of typified her performance throughout the championship. Very good scoring, but nothing really on the doubling. But double tens there. And she wins the first set against the darts.
Second set, first leg, it's Kirsten to throw first. Game on.
Yep, that is the first set on the board against the darts. So Hutchinson now, easy to say, but 3 holds a throw, and she will be through to that quarter-final against Nicole Renaud. And I'm sure Dita Hedman, all the years of experience that she's had on that stage and many stages over the years, she'll know this game is far from done. And I talk about Hutchinson being involved in some grueling games at times and long games as well, but Dita Hedman has been involved in plenty of them over the years. Those 3 World Championship finals all go into a final set, so she's been involved in some long games as well, and more than capable of coming back into this one.
47.
Dita, who's won dozens and dozens and dozens of titles over the years.
Keep going.
Like a yellow page's worth.
Yeah, I think it's something like 240 plus over all the different codes, which is remarkable, isn't it? The one that she wants, though, is the one that she's playing in right now, and that is the World Championship. And you might say the World Masters that she won in 1994, not a World Championship, but back then there wasn't a World Championship for the ladies, so the World Masters was the premier event in darts, so an unofficial World Championship, you can say. She's won that a couple of times, won it again in 2013, but yeah, I'm sure she'd trade one of them to win one of these at the Lakeside.
3-time winner of the Dutch Open too, so coming through a field there with the hundreds of entrants, no mean feat.
Yeah, that's the biggest open in world darts, the Dutch Open.
123.
There's going to be some big names making their debut in that event in 2025, Alex Moss being one of them.
100.
I'm also looking for a pairs partner, so anyone listening that wants to play, do get in touch.
We'll have a word after the game.
Yeah, it's a good find there with that last dart. Leaves herself 52. Hutchinson needed a couple of trebles there to have a chance at the double.
60. 50 required 52.
So this for a breaker throw at the start of this second set. It'll be tops for Hedman.
Game
And that is a clean finish. 2 darts, 52. And that is the breaker throw that Hedman needed in this second set. Gets it at the first time of asking. Now looking to ramp home that advantage and hold throw here. So good reply there from Hutchinson. Straight visit of a ton. Hedman replying with a 2 treble visit.
Reminder that coming up after this, we've got a couple of matches from round 2 of the men's tournament. So best of 5 sets rather than best of 3. A couple of Aussies in action. Brandon Weening will take on Jun Matsuda of Japan. And Peter Machin, the number 5 seed, takes on Mike Gillett, who was very impressive last night in his win over Kai Smith.
Yeah, that was a very quick game, very impressive performance from Mike Gillett. Brandon Weening, someone I've had the pleasure of chatting to recently. His nickname is the Python. He really loves snakes. That was the reason he gave me. And yeah, he's making his debut as one of the top seeds in the men's tournament.
60.
That straight 60 gets Hedman down to a finish first after 12 darts. Hutchinson should also leave a finish.
55. DT require 125.
But this is for a 2-0 lead. It'll be treble 20 for tops. Can't find it. But that's a good recovery there to leave herself tops.
Well, she'd expect to come back.
And she will.
Our expectation is reality. Treble 17 or treble 9 would be a good setup for Kirsty.
97.
That's okay, it applies some pressure.
But it's tops now for Hedman. Hit it first dart in the last leg. She's going to have to go chasing around the ball. This double 10. Gets it with that second dart. That's a 2-0 lead for Hedman in this set. It's the exact response she wanted after losing that first set against the throw. She's in a great position here to get herself back on level terms and take us all the way to that third set. And Hutchinson losing a flight there. Nick Roll stepping in.
Gentlemanly conduct from our referee Nick Rolls.
Yeah, we expect nothing less. Dita dropping that dart, just put her off her rhythm there. Good find there with the last dart, finding that treble. Hutchinson not completely out of this set because 2 of the 3 legs will be her throwing first, but needs to get this first one out the way and then put some pressure on Hedman in that 4th leg if we do go that far.
It's the next leg that is the crucial one. Got to agree with that.
28.
Finds the treble with that last dart. Not a bad first dart, she can work with that. Can't find a treble.
It's been a shocker from Dita in this leg, but at least it is against the throat.
Yeah, I think all the focus is going to be now on that next leg where she will have the throw. Not going to give up on this one though. Score of 43 there from Hutchinson. Doesn't get her down to a finish. A couple of trebles here for Hedman. Would get her down to the 150. Just above the wire.
Almost right on cue.
I'll try my best. I'll get them right every now and then. A treble-less visit there again for Hutchinson. And Hedman right back in the treble.
Should look at the bullseye. 'Cause 25 would have left her a straight ton. 128 for Kirsty Hutchinson. Treble 20 would leave the ball.
May look at the ball, may try and get a treble 18.
50.
Yeah, that dart, the first dart, did look like it was blocking the treble there. I might have looked at the bullseye there. But this is a 105 that would win the set. Needed a treble 15 there to give herself a chance at tops.
89.
Leaves it very well placed though. If she does get the chance, this 78, you feel has probably got to go. think she was expecting that, so 15. Just finds the single 15 for the ball.
30.
A bit of a mess there for Hutchinson in that visit. This is the chance for Hedman to clean up this set 3-0.
Yeah, I can promise you none of that was by design. 4-4 for Dieter.
12.
And it's Hedman's turn to start missing doubles in clumps. Hutchinson, 48. Back to the 16s, double 16. 1 dart left at double 8.
32.
Can't find the target.
DT require 4.
Profligacy on the doubles again. As Dieter Hedman steps up for double 2. There it is, 3 legs in a row, and Dieter Hedman has roared back to take the second set. And now she's got the thrill. And all of Kirsty Hutchinson's hard work in set 1 seems to have vanished, seems to have been for nothing.
Yeah, we are right back to square one, aren't we? A great start to the match for Kirsty Hutchinson, winning that first set, but Hedman has really gained the advantage here, winning that set with the loss of no legs. And now she has got the throw in this deciding set. She's got the advantage. Hutchinson now's got to regroup. She did that in the game against Veronica Ehash. A game where it swung back and forth, but she managed to keep herself together and get that win, get over the line. She's going to have to do the same again here. There goes the flight again.
We could probably tally that up.
I might start. Doesn't want to stay in, does it? Well, a slack visit there from Hedman. Gives Hutchinson an opening here to build a lead in this first leg. Yeah, steady stuff. Puts herself in a good position, and this is what she was doing in the first set. She did have those 5 darts at a double in the opener, but the scoring was giving her chances. Hedman trying to find her range again, finds it with a second dart. And with the third. Got to go for the ball here.
55.
Would have left the 170, a single 25. Leaves the 180.
If she's going to miss, single 15, not the worst in the world. It means she can try and stay straight. However, Dieter Hedman, what a time that is to get a 2 treble visit.
Yeah, perfect timing for Hedman. Needs that 140 though to apply a lot of pressure. The ton would be all right.
100. DT require 76.
Keeps herself in contention.
Solid leg from both players. Dieter stays up top for double 18. And she finds herself in front for the first time in this game. 2 cracking 2 treble visits on the bounce really aided her cause.
Yeah, we talk a lot about timing in the game, the right shots at the right moments. I know a famous dart player said that many times before, and that was a perfect example of it there, wasn't it? Those 2 treble visits and cleaning up the 76 in that 1 visit as well. Gives herself the lead, and she's piling on the pressure now.
140.
With another 2 treble visit, punishing that opening score of 41 from Hutchinson.
60.
The winner of this match will be our second quarter-finalist confirmed in the ladies' draw. The winner will play Nicole Renault from New Zealand on Friday. We have got a lot of exciting players still to come that we've not seen in the ladies' draw yet. Of course, the big name, Bo Greaves, the two-time back-to-back Women's World Champion, looking for the three-peat to defend her title and win it again for a third time. Rhiannon O'Sullivan, a player that's got to the final here twice at the Lakeside, another formidable opponent as well. She's going to be in action later in the week as well.
Important to note that this is in the top half of the draw, where Bo Greaves would be a potential opponent for the winner of this.
135.
Bo, she has arrived at the Lakeside. We saw her earlier today. She's got her first game coming up tomorrow against Finland's Kirsi Vinnikainen. Kirsi winning on her debut over the weekend in the first round, and I think for a lot of people, myself included, I think that's a tie that is going to be a test for Bo if Kirsi can find her top game. They've played each other a few times on the Women's Series. Kirsi has got a win over Bo with a 91 average. She's also lost against Bo with a 96 average, so even if she does find her top game, it might not be enough, but I think if she can find somewhere near her best level, then that could be a really interesting game, and especially that the first of two sets as well. It is a very short race, that first game that Bo will have.
Kirsty furious with a previous visit of 26.
Yeah, and once again, Hedman punishing any mistakes that Hutchinson is making. Gets herself down to a finish first at 120. And Hutchinson leaving herself the 120 as well. Finds the treble, single to double. Tops for a 2-0 lead.
It looks inviting given how flat Dieter's darts lie.
Can Hutchinson pull it off? No. Needed to stay in the 20s. This now for a 2-0 lead for Hedman, a breaker for her, and she would then throw for the match and a place in that quarter-final.
Double five.
15.
An olive branch is offered to Kirsty, but she should have been on something much simpler than 96. Will she get a dart? The answer's no.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. 96, more than capable of taking that out, but the darts that went astray in the previous visit made the shot a lot harder than it should have been. Double two then for Hedman. Upstairs to double one. And gets the double one, and it is a 2-0 lead for Dieter Hedman, now throwing for the match and a place in the quarterfinals.
Nerves of steel from one of the most experienced campaigners in the women's field.
Hutchinson just looking over to her supporters in the crowd. She's going to need to win the next 3 legs and break the Hedman throw twice if she is going to win this match. It's a tough task.
60.
Because all the signs point towards Dieter Hedman now, coming back from a set down, winning that second set against the throw, and 2-0 up here in this deciding set.
100.
There goes the flight again. There goes another one. Almost had a full house there.
Well, when the flights come off, it tends to be during visits where the darts are grouped really well, so could be a positive omen.
Yeah.
60.
I don't think a flight has ever come off any of my darts, that's for sure. That's better from Hutchinson. Back-to-back tons. A ton there for Hedman.
Kirsty's issue isn't that she needs to win 3 in a row, it's that 2 of them have to be breaks rather than 1. It's a mega task. She can't afford too many treble-less visits.
Yeah, this is a key part of the leg now. Both players very close to leaving a finish. Edmund's going to get down to a finish first, but it's how makeable it is, and that treble 18, very handy, down to a 104. Hutchinson coming downstairs to try and find a treble. And again, a treble-less visit. So this is for the match.
Single 18 for double 16. For a place in the quarterfinals.
Comes inside on the 16s. So Hutchinson needs a bit of magic here on the 18s. Needs the treble to leave the ball. Can't find it. So Hedman now will return with 3 darts in hand to book her spot in the quarterfinals on Friday.
Well, Kirsty's been out of this game for the past 2 sets. She's not had many chances at the double. She will get 1 at least.
It's now or never for Hutchinson, and it's going to be 2 darts at double 4. 1 dart at double 2.
64.
More missed doubles for Hutchinson. She's had her chances. She's not been able to put them away.
Can she set that on top? Dieter Hedman, the 3-time finalist, wins her first match at this year's Lakeside against Kirsty Hutchinson. She had to do it via a comeback. It was a promising start from Hutchinson, but unfortunately she gave herself very few opportunities. 6 legs on the bounce from the Caribbean Queen, and she faces Nicole Renaud in round 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, a massive round of applause for Kirsty Hutchinson! And into the quarterfinals, Dieter Hedman! Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be moving back into the men's second round in 10 minutes' time. 10 minutes, and we will be back on stage with our next match as Brandon Weening takes on Jun Matsuda.
The 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January the 17th till the 19th. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Men's and women's champions win places at the 2025 World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is held from January the 24th till 26th. Join the party in Bucharest. Register to play by Wednesday 22nd of January and kickstart the new WDF ranking season in historical Bucharest. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from January the 30th till February the 2nd. Registration is open until January the 15th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to Lakeside in December 2025. The Isle of Man International Darts Festival is held from March 6th to 9th. A triple header of darting fun on the Isle of Man. Beautiful surroundings. The Swedish Open and Masters takes place from 15th to 17th of August. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best arrowsmiths, the double silver weekend always provides great entertainment. The Latvian Open and Riga Open are held from October 17th to 19th. One of the biggest tournament weekends in the Baltic region is near the end of the 2025 WDF season. An excellent chance to pick up your much needed points in this silver and bronze weekend. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thanks to our tournament sponsors and partners, Mission, Blaze, Quiff, Great Game, Dart Connect, L-Style and MasterCooler.com.
We continue with the men's second round here at the 2024 Mission WDF Lakeside World Championship. And we welcome back to the stage the former West Japan Cup champion, the former Japan Open champion, the Katana, Jun Matsuda! His opponent is the former Moneybridge Classic and Moneybridge Grand Prix champion, the reigning Pacific Masters champion, the number 4 seed from Australia, Brandon Whedon!
Game on.
Brennan can be a fast starter, so
135.
I think the first few visits will give an indication of where his headspace is, how confident he feels, whether there might be any tension in the arm. The opening salvo of 135 is promising.
as I said in the earlier commentary with Howard's game as well, one thing that we have noticed with our Aussies is the very slow start. We've come good during the middle, but it's the slow start that's hurting us. Brendan is a fast starter, so hopefully he can turn the tide for us here. But, there's no good starting if you're not going to finish, so fingers crossed he can put together the game that we're looking for. Suda's all over it at the moment, just not straight. Brendan's going to have to look for a switch, or does he? And down to 16s. No. He's had a look at the scoreboard and thought ride the rhythm.
Yeah, he might as well. Even at 180, wouldn't leave Matsuda on a finish. Fairly slow start for the 53-year-old.
It was a fairly slow start in his first one as well, so he probably just waiting, find his gauge.
32.
First blip for Brando. Brando coming from the Geelong Darts Club down there in Australia, so you would have heard of players. Harley Kemp's played here. Tick Bridge, who was
100.
known as the Barney Slayer. Reese Mathewson. Many a great player coming from the Geelong Dart Club. And then Brando's doing the opposite of the other Australians, starting well and tailoring off in the middle. And Jun Masuda, it's a lovely set. Put the pressure on the 88.
Might only get one dart at the bull. No, it'll be two at double 14. That's a confident start for Brandon Weaving. It's the monkey off his back. He's got his first leg at the first attempt. 17 darter, he can be really pleased with that.
We played the stage finals on the finals day of the World Cup last year. And he come off the stage and thought, oh, I got a little bit nervous there, but he took a lot of experience, and I think it showed in that one there. He played a smart game there. He didn't try to muck around with the 266. He was clinical on his doubles.
140.
Another fast start.
What he doesn't want to do is allow Jun many darts at the outer ring, because that was the most impressive part of his display against Jordan Brooks. Hitting nearly 50% of his doubles.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw in that first leg, we blinked and looking at Brando coming down to take the double, but and all of a sudden there's pressure on that 88. So we're not staying focused here. Jun can sneak up on you. And then the second set of the other day, Jun played fantastic.
140.
I'm loving the sound that Brendan's darts are making at the moment. He's confident. It's a nice full throw. Jun,
100.
Jun is playing solid on his own walk.
It's always a good sign when the darts hit the board with a real thud. Shows that they're going in with authority, with purpose.
It also shows you're relaxed and you've got a rhythm, because if you get that little bit of tension in your hands, you don't get the flow through on the release. When you don't get that flow through on the release, that's when it gives it a light sound and you're more prone to deflections and bounce outs. Tops on for Jun.
100.
And Brando on 170. We've seen a few players threaten this week.
164, the biggest checkout we've seen. That was from Laszlo Kadar against Hannah Schneer this afternoon.
122.
There's two big trebles, so put pressure on double 10.
Bit of a rush.
36.
Unsuccessful readjustment.
With that 48, you want to see a big dart inside, nice and comfortable. That was a little high. And Jun's line here. Jun's line seems just to be a little bit wayward on the side of the boards, but at the top, his weight, what weights he's throwing is fantastic.
Characteristic, given how well he played on the doubles against Jordan Brooks. Tough task ahead for the winner of this game, because it's the Irishman Shane McGurk next up, who's been the standout player in the men's tournament by far.
Yeah, he's been red hot, and it's We're hoping it's Brando, because that'll be a fantastic game to watch for both speed and scoring power, but obviously Brando's got to put it on the board first. But I think John's got a fair bit to say about that at the moment.
41.
It's a great set. Strong darts. Set up the first one nice and high and then just brought it down.
That was nicely chucked by Brandon Weaning.
43.
I mean, you'll have spoken to him at points, I'm guessing, during the week. Is he feeling confident ahead of his Lakeside bout?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been here for a few weeks. He's played in the Portsmouth leagues. He's getting some local experience under his belt through local connections and so on. You know, he knows a lot of the players that are already here. He knows what he's up against. So it's a wonderful shot from Jean. Late in the leg. Window was 78, 54 out. Or is he looking at 42?
The more conventional way.
38.
Brando obviously staying with Simon and Mason Whitlock, getting some good practice in there. Mason's in the crowd tonight. Well, that's an
60.
Went for the right tactic for the setup. Tops for Brando and time on.
Double 10. Back in front. Two comfortable holds of throw. And the good thing is, with Brandon Weaning practicing and staying with the Whitlocks, it's a real hotbed of darts in the UK. There's loads of competitions in the Hampshire area that he can play in. So even though John has got the match practice on the Lakeside stage, Brandon has still been playing competitive darts.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that when we're talking about Danny, about the preparation, you know, how to prepare. Brendan's got that because you're preparing with Simon, who's got all the secrets. He's got the little book of tricks and how, you know, different practice routines, different times, different sleeping patterns, and so on, especially for the late sessions. So pretty much all the hard work that Danny's got to do himself at the moment, Brendan's got like a cheat guide, you know, one from his father, or two from the support network he's got there.
It's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Absolutely. Anytime you can shortcut experience, take it.
Simon Whitlock, a former runner-up on the Lakeside stage, losing to Mark Webster in 2008. He's gone on to have a spellbinding career.
Brenda's got a real opportunity here. Just keep these ones straight. Try and pull a triple if we can. 140 would be lovely.
44.
That gives Jin the impetus here. He can come back with a 140 and be the front runner for this leg. That's a great shot, great time. A lot of pressure on this 136 now. Leaves the awkward one.
103.
Leaves a shot that might have to be taken on the bullseye.
If he gets a shot. Well, this is a 90 that has to go. This may be our first set win. Fingers crossed. Seems very focused here. Great day.
First set, Brandon Weaning.
Excellent shot from Brandon. Made it look easy, and even though the percentage play is to go for the treble, to leave an awkward double 15, it's one that can provide problems if you go inside. So he went at it aggressively, which is good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't. The worst case scenario there is you split the double, and you don't want to do that. You want to at least have two bites at the cherry.
91.
But yeah, everyone would love to get it out of the way first dart. But it's not the job's not over yet. His scoring power that's put him into some good positions has to be maintained, because Jun, as I said, has been keeping pace. He hasn't been too far. At the end of this week, we'll Darts in Australia will go back and have a look at our formats and try and help us prepare a little bit better for these. But yeah, fatigue can set in so quickly, and from anywhere, you get that first set under the belt and you think, oh, it's over. I can coast from here, but it's not going to win your tournaments. But
you've played both leg format and set format. I mean, other than the distance, what would you say are the key differences?
85.
I'm just trying to understand where you are, because you could be playing really well. Like, remember the game I played against Gert de Vos? I lost 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, so technically we're 9-6. But there was critical points in there where I got to 2-0 down, then brought the 2 legs back, and then all of a sudden the game's over, and then you got to, the set's over, and then the pressure starts again. So there's that release of pressure, and then there's the reapplication of pressure. So it's you're always constantly on. Whereas now in later years, I've learnt that there's got to be periods within the game that you need to rest. You get tired, you can mentally talk yourself out of it. You can't throw 100% of your capacity 100% of the time. It's just not possible. But in set format or shootout format, best of 9, you can go hard for 9 legs, because the scoreline is there. When you get to 5 or 4-0 up, for argument's sake, or 4-1 or 4-2, you know where you can and can't take a break.
100.
And then there's the changing of the walk between sets, so you can go away 2 legs in a row, and it just plays you with you that little bit when you're not used to it.
36.
Set play always regarded as a bit more psychological than leg play, which is self-explanatory. Brandon Weeding steps up to hit 96. That leaves 81.
57. 24.
72. You require 40.
To go 2-0 up in a return set with a walk. And again, uncharacteristic after the first game.
Leaves double 16.
24.
Brandon has an opportunity to come back.
Brandon, you require 24.
Only going to be a hold of throw, but it would feel like a break because Jun was in charge of this leg. Doesn't matter how winning legs come by as long as you win them.
Third leg, Jun to throw first. Game on.
And a message from a former Lakeside player, Tori Kiwis. Hope you're doing well.
60.
Former, I think it was a doubles partner with Brendan. Definitely teammates. Very fine player in her own right. It's a great shot from Brendan.
140.
It's an opportunity now to run away with this leg. Having said that, Jun's played some fantastic chasing darts.
100.
It's a good time for it. Seems to find the big shot when he needs it in a leg.
He whistles in the crowd, didn't help Brandon.
Yeah. telling miss. That's a great set.
136.
That's Brendo. So that miss from Jun on that last start is going to be. Will it be a deciding point factor in this leg? It will.
Well, the best players are ruthless and they jump over mistakes that their opponents make.
38.
Sloppy setup, so Brandon Wheeling to break and then have to throw for a 2-set lead. How quickly things can change. He's got to hit it first. Double 5.
30.
Gives Jun an opportunity to come back. Those are the shots you've got to take. Those can come back to haunt you in the end.
Three scored, so can he sit that on top, go for bull? No, he goes treble 20 for double 15. We've seen Brandon Wheeling hit this.
And again, doing his own thing in his own time and looking comfortable doing it. Brandon's back on the start. It's a great shot.
91.
Jun just staying solid, doing his thing. Brandon needs to keep the scoring pressure on.
100.
Great darts. Again, keeps the pressure on Brandon to keep going. Just let him know if you slip up, I'm here, I'm waiting.
100.
Brandon's answering the challenge at the moment.
You must stay straight to leave a finish.
125. Brandon, you require 124.
60 right at the start. There's an opportunity now. Brendo's got to set up and put some pressure back on.
78. You require 145.
Not too sure about the choice to go for the 16s.
It might have been a miscount there. 45 now. No, he went 57. I thought after his shot at 30, he would have been confident on that side of the board.
Brandon, you require 46.
Another shot that has to go.
Double 16.
Just a step inside there. Adjust the line.
14.
And this is what John's done so well this whole game, is just played within himself, sat in the pocket, waited for the shot. When the shots come, he's taken it.
He's taken it to win the second set. So as we go into the break, a game in which Brandon has probably been the better of the two players, but Judd has stuck in there. And he has ensured that it is a level game, a finally poised one. Brandon Wheeling 1, John Matsuda 1.
The 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January the 17th till the 19th. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Men's and women's champions win places at the 2025 World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is held from January the 24th till 26th. Join the party in Bucharest, register to play by Wednesday 22nd of January and kickstart the new WDF ranking season in historical Bucharest. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from January the 30th till February the 2nd. Registration is open until January the 15th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to Lakeside in December 2025. The Isle of Man International Darts Festival is held from March 6th to 9th, a triple header of darting fun on the Isle of Man, most beautiful surroundings. The Swedish Open and Masters takes place from 15th to 17th of August. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best arrowsmiths, the double silver weekend always provides great entertainment. The Latvian Open and Riga Open are held from October 17th to 19th. One of the biggest tournament weekends in the Baltic region is near the end of the 2025 WDF season. An excellent chance to pick up your much needed points in this silver and bronze weekend. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thanks to our tournament sponsors and partners, Mission, Blaze, Quiff, Great Game, Dart Connect, L-Style and MasterCooler.com.
So we now play to a finish. Brandon Weening is looking to become the first Aussie to win at Lakeside this week. And he's done something that none of the previous ones have done. He's managed to take a set. But Jun Matsuda roared back in the second one. Certainly improved his scoring, and the doubling was more characteristic of what we saw from him against Jordan Brooks. Brandon's definitely got the greater scoring power of the two, but he has been wasteful at times. There's only been one leg in which he's not had a dart to take it. So he's creating opportunities for himself, and if he just tidies that up, Raymond, he should have the tools to go on and win.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the moment, Jun's just doing everything right. Where if he's getting outplayed or outscored, he's just doing the technical things right. He's waiting on the shot. He gets the shot. He takes it. But when you're playing well, and as we said, Brandon's scoring well, and he'd be thinking he's scoring well, just needs to clean up his doubles. But when you're so focused in that scoring phase, of that scoring mentality, you sort of take your eyes off the scoreboard, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, I'm coming back for 32 or something, and then the caller calls game shot, and you're like, where did that come from?
135.
Did he keep pace with me? And you sort of forget that you've burnt 3 to 6 darts at a double, or you messed up the setup shot. And that's and start playing on your mind then.
84.
When you're up on the hockey, do you play the board or do you play the opponent, or is it a mixture of both?
I've never looked at an opponent. I don't think about them at all. Always play the board. So I'm stuck in my own little process, and I use the numbers to my advantage. I'm always trying to find a way to pick up an extra dart. So whether it's using ball or putting myself in better scoring positions, whatever I try and do, I try and keep myself in a position where I can throw as straight as possible for as long as possible, because that's where you spend most of your practice. So if I start thinking about my opposition, what he does, then if he's having a bad day, I'm going to bring my level down. If he's having an absolute blinder and I'm trying to keep pace with him, I'm not going to stick into my process. But sometimes it does get tough, and things just get into your head.
100.
It's a solid setup for Brendan.
You require 123.
But these the shots that Jun has been pretty good on. The 3 dart combinations that don't require 2 triples.
Need a treble 18 to have a chance at taking it on the ball. He's getting himself in front for the first time in this
55.
match. Brandon took out 88 in the very first leg. And it was a pop, treble 20, double 14. This will be a different route.
The ball.
63. Junior requires 68.
Treble 20 we're out. No, 36. I think he did this last time as well. It's a high miss. Has he miscounted there?
58.
That's
Looks
a
like he
miscount.
has. Yes.
Brandon, you require 25.
Initially disagreeing, I think, with our referee Christian Sorensen, but the Dane is correct. Brandon Weening takes full advantage of Jun Matsuda's miscount.
Second leg, 200 for first. Game on.
Did he think he had 52 left? Hit then treble 12 to leave double 8.
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, if you hit the 68 and you like, it's simple math. Yeah, but I mean, what was the process leading into the shot? Like normally you've got the way of 3 rule. You walk up there if you're on 68. Okay, I'm going to go 60 double 8. If you hit 20, I'm going to hit 16 32. You know, if you hit 20. Then you hit the 16, so you know where you are, you know what you're doing, you have it all mapped out. But if you hit the 36, you've got to tell yourself, okay, then I've got 32 left, but somewhere along the lines there, may have had some Jose de Souza moments there.
Maybe a slight lack of concentration from Jun. These extended games do see the 2 players go off for 5 minutes for a break, and sometimes they can help you lose your concentration.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's where you know, all your processes, your setup, your planning has to come to the fore.
58.
Looks to have rattled John a bit here. His first half's been a bit off.
40.
That's where Brandon needs to take advantage and step in, especially at 1 up and potentially throwing for the next leg for the set.
60.
Doesn't capitalise. But this is where you see so many of the elite players. They get that opportunity. They just step in on it. There's another opportunity now.
It's been a very poor scoring leg from John, apart from the first visit.
100. Do you require 170?
So Brendan's consistently getting himself to 88, so some things in there working, some things not quite.
60.
The scoring's been solid.
You require 88.
Repetition that a lot of darts players crave. Bullseye again.
43.
Some way north.
110.
It's one of those moments you probably sort of step back. The 18 was really high. Yeah, step back and refocus, re-gauge.
78.
32, that's a great route for 110, my preferred route. So many options. But a must-hit shot now. It's a bit low, reset.
Junior required 32.
It was a great shot there with the overhead. You see the line was good, just a little bit low. There's 3 or 4 opportunities in there where Brennan could have taken just one good shot, could have really set up the leg. But just on the wire.
100.
Well, Brandon's hit less than a quarter of his darts at double. I mean, a percentage you want to aim for is, you'd say, around 40 to 50%. If you're hitting 40 to 50% of your doubles, you're going to win more darts matches than not.
34.
And again, Brandon's in a position where he has to hit.
Tens times on the lakeside stage. Double 16. Weaning's in front again. It's a very difficult game to call. Coin toss at this stage.
So it'd be the time I'd just like to see Brandon put one solid leg together. You know, it's a critical time, it's a critical point here against the arrows. And Jun's given him the opening now. This is where you have to jump on it. You have to take this opportunity. That's a great start. Those are the type of shots we need.
They call you the guru for a reason. He must have been listening.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to jump down there and keep talking to every Aussie that plays from now on through the game.
Second 180 for Brandon.
Yeah, but John again has just hit the ton behind him, staying patient. If Brendan blobs here, which he has, a ton, and then from Jun, a ton only, and John's in a favourable position.
100.
He's hit the ton, so this is where we're saying, like, John's at the moment, he's got the momentum, he's keeping his momentum going, where Brendan's hit a big one to start, and he's only 26 in front. For advantage, he's got three darts ahead, but
97.
needed the pick up there. But this is where scoreboard pressure can start to get a bit funny, because you're not thinking about how many darts you're throwing, how many darts your opposition's thrown. You're just looking at the score. How is he so close? I've thrown 180. You know? He hasn't thrown anything special. That's a good dart. Over for the 18.
138.
And these are the setup shots that we need. This has been a great leg from Brandon. Again, Jones just keep coming. That's a great setup. Bit of thinking music for Brandon.
Pressure's on to take tops.
Yeah, I'm feeling it has to go. That's a great shot.
Some of the third set. Brandon Wiggin.
So when he jumps on his opportunities, he's in a good position.
That's exactly the kind of good solid leg he needed, and important. It was against the darts and it secured the third set as Brandon Weaning leads 2-1. 3 more legs and he books his place in round 3.
Looks like he's on a run at the moment. He's got his second win. So far in this game, I've got to say, I'm very impressed with the way Jun is playing. And I think it's a testament to the work that's happening over in Japan Darts at the moment. And it's predominantly a soft tip region, and I was blown away. In 2016, I went to one of the shopping centres there when we were preparing for the Asia Pacific Cup, and there's a soft tip tournament happening in the middle of a shopping centre. I was like, this is insane. But everywhere you go, there's soft tip darts everywhere. And so some of the best players in the world in the soft tip side come from the Japanese region. But you never see many of them make the jump over to steel tip. Obviously, we've had Yamiuchi, who's won the World Cup singles. So there's a tentative shot here. So it gives Brandon an opportunity.
You'd say Japan's most successful darting export has been Mikuru Suzuki.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I watched Mikuru Suzuki in that same Asia Pacific Cup in 2016. Absolutely annihilate most people.
Check, last score was 135.
So played Corinne Hammond in the final in the Asia Pacific Cup and was just next level, unbelievable. You've also got players, one player I played in the soft tip tournament, Yuki Yamada, who's played on the PDC. He was phenomenal. When he got onto a groove, I just sat back and watched and just applauded at the end of it. And Brendan's gone for the 16 round on 104.
Which is advisable to do, because if you miss either side, as Brandon did, you've still got a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still old school. I've got to go the 18 route. Things can't change, unfortunately. Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Darts players, creatures of habit.
Absolutely.
88.
But again, Brandon,
you require 56.
he's on a shot here, and he has to take it. Another combination shot he has to take. 17. And he's taken it.
On the first leg, Brandon Wigan.
So he has the break.
Important dart.
Second leg, it's
A
Brandon.
testament to
First.
Brandon's composure. He missed the big number. He knew then he was only going to have one dart at double.
Yeah, and like Brennan plays at a rapid rate, so it was good to see him step back and just take a breath, rebalance, refocus.
125.
But as I said, it just seems he's got his second wind at the moment.
As I mentioned, the winner of this will take on the Irishman Shane McGurk, and that'll be the last match on Wednesday evening. So
100.
whoever comes through will have a late night then. But then they'll have a day off on Thursday to prepare for the quarter-final. So you could say it's a pretty good slot to have.
Yeah, I think this is a very favourable draw. For time-wise anyway, not for opponent.
140.
Really impressed with John's first 6 at the moment. He's playing fantastic. Brennan's hit multiple 2 triple starts in multiple legs.
80.
And by shot 9, John's either in front or very, very close, just through good game management, good board management, good play. Commentators curse again.
49.
We had to have one tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing it all week. Next time I try to say something like that, I'll just give myself an uppercut.
79.
But with a ton here, he's probably favourite for the leg. These are the shots that Brenda's been struggling
Brandon, you
with.
require 124.
He's either hit could have been for the game's first top plus checkout. Is that accolade going to go to John? Here's treble 20.
56. Brandon, you require
22, a tricky little double, but it's straight. Refocus again, over for the 3. Double 4. And again, John's just put himself in that position where he gets a shot. Every time, if Brendan makes a mistake, he's got himself in positions to take shots.
Well, that first dart wasn't close to 16, but just like Brandon in the last leg, he doesn't let it deter him.
And another missed opportunity for Brandon there. Could have been 2-0 up, shooting for the game. Well, two legs in his belt for the match. Now, if he wants to win it in this set, he's going to have to do it twice against the arrows. But John's given him an opening.
60.
He cursing another missed opportunity.
$95. $83.
A little bit of impatience there from Brendan. Chase the triple with the first dart. But John, on the other hand, he's just stuck to his gun, his game plan the whole way through.
140.
I think on the conversion rates, John's doing quite well here with the scores above 100 and above 100.
123.
Brenda's converted a lot of shots himself with 2 treble walks. For ball or staying?
43.
Yep, those are the scores on the doors.
It's a great shot, great timing.
177.
Second time we've seen Brandon pull off that party trick, the 177. He is in the box seat. Really clever ball management.
It was a brilliant shot.
Brandon will require 58.
And Brendan has to take out 58 for a 14 dart leg.
John, you require 40.
John's put himself in the box seat here. As you said, through good game, board management.
I do wonder whether the cleverness of the 142 maybe put Brandon off his stride, because it was excellent work from John.
It's just putting Brendan under so much consistent pressure, and there's nothing special. There's no blistering 180s or back-to-back 140s. It's just good gameplay. For the most part, Brendan's been absorbing all of that pressure, but now he's got to put it back onto it himself.
99.
He said in the early parts in that last leg, he just seemed to be chasing the triple instead of sticking with his game plan that's been working so well for most of the game.
97.
He's given himself a bit of a breather. He's taking his time now. Taking a bit more time to settle and focus. I like it. It's a good move. And now he's got the opportunity to push ahead and give himself 6 darts at the double.
Gets him down to a finish, but it's a long-range one.
Yeah, John just needs a ton or a 140 here, and you put him in as favourite for the leg.
81.
And now
Brandon, you require 154.
Brennan's got 6 darts from here.
Costly slip for John, leaves a bogey number.
This is where I go back to say your B game. You need to get your B game right, your discipline. That there's a difference between your A game and your B game. Is your A game, you'll be firing, you'll be hitting everything. Your B game is the discipline game that you need to rely on, and missing the big numbers straight off the bat. You know,
46.
You're shooting at 108 and 8 now instead of say a 70 or an 80. Step aside for the 57. 82, bullseye. Should be the route. But at the same time, you've got to stay focused. You don't want to worry yourself into missing. It's a great set. So many times in those positions, you'll just try and push yourself that little bit too much. I've got to hit a triple. I've got to hit a triple. You've got to change that mentality from I have to I can.
121.
It's a real test of bottle, and he could win with a 12-dart break on double 14.
93.
Would have been poetic. That's the one he started on.
You require 156.
This has to go, I'd say. The opportunity's on.
Well, John Matsuda has got plenty of fans in the guest area. They knew that was a big opportunity, a big moment.
It's a big moment here for Brandon. taking his time.
Brandon, you require 28.
A tricky little double to be sure, but he nailed it in the first leg, convincingly. Down for 7. Oh, that might be a lucky bounce out there.
21.
And John for the steal. 3-match
You
darts
require
gone.
56.
I do think the dart bounced out of double 19, or my first instinct.
Yep.
16.
That's the first real false shot we've seen out of John. He's been fairly solid the whole
Brandon, you require 7.
the whole game.
Missed
7.
Missed his last 6 attempts at a double to take us to a 5th and deciding set. The big 3 is safe, and so is the double 2. And finally, Australia has something to celebrate at Lakeside this week. The Python slithers his way into round 3. Jun Matsuda made a game of it, but ultimately he faltered at the final hurdles. Strong performance from Weaning, particularly with the scoring. If he tidies up the doubles, he could be a danger. Brandon Weaning wins 3-1.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a 10-minute break, and we will return with our final match of the evening from the men's second round, Peter Rachin against Mike Gillett.
The 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January the 17th till the 19th. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Men's and women's champions win places at the 2025 World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is held from January the 24th till 26th. Join the party in Bucharest. Register to play by Wednesday 22nd of January and kickstart the new WDF ranking season in historical Bucharest. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from January the 30th till February the 2nd. Registration is open until January the 15th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to Lakeside in December 2025. The Isle of Man International Darts Festival is held from March 6th to 9th. A triple header of darting fun on the Isle of Man with the silver in the most beautiful surroundings. The Swedish Open and Masters takes place from 15th to 17th of August. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best arrowsmiths, the double silver weekend always provides great entertainment. The Latvian Open and Riga Open are held from October 17th to 19th. One of the biggest tournament weekends in the Baltic region is near the end of the 2025 WDF season. An excellent chance to pick up your much-needed points in this silver and bronze weekend. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thanks to our tournament sponsors and partners, Mission, Blaze, Quiff, Great Game, Dart Connect, L-Style and MasterCooler.com.
We continue with the men's second round here at the 2024 Mission WDF Lakeside World Championship. We welcome back to the stage a man who has been semi-finalist in no less than 8 world ranking tournaments. This year's Helvetia Open finalist from... His opponent is a former 3-time Pacific Masters champion, a former BDO World Trophy champion, the reigning Moneybridge Classic champion from Australia, Meche Peter.
So can this Monday evening session at Lakeside end with back-to-back Aussie success? We've just seen Brandon Weening secure his place in round 3 after a 3-1 success against Japan's Jun Matsuda. The number 4 seed is through. Can the number 5 follow suit? Peter Machin, probably the most...
The proper gentleman in darts as well, probably... I don't know too many people that can say a bad word about him. Both him and Justin Thompson are probably the 2 people I just really enjoyed playing darts with. Good people, good players, always good battles, but proper gentlemen at the end of the day as well.
36. Peter Uruguayo, 124.
Peter looking to steal an early march.
You got time up his sleeve though. You're thinking, does he go aggressive or does he? It looks like he's stepping over for the 18.
92.
Set up there from Peter. So Mike needs to come in with a big one here.
40. Peter Uruguayo, 32.
I sit here and mumble under my breath. Where was that last night? Meche for 16. Solid opener for Peter to break there.
Second leg is Peter to throw first. Game on.
18 dart break of throw. Solid indeed. Kicked off the last leg with a 180. Won't do the same here. Good start nevertheless.
See Mike letting out a little bit of frustration there.
80.
Picked up well. You be careful how much energy you spend in the early stages of a game. And when you get frustrated, you know, if you, whatever you do, if you let out a little roar or what have you, that's if you don't have the nervous energy to dump, then that's an energy drain. You can fatigue yourself quite quickly, especially in these long tournaments. Meche's onto it again. She's got a sizable lead already in this leg. Can't go back to back, but you can set it up for sure. Does he go to the 45?
135.
Potential 11 darter. This has been a wonderful beginning from Peter Machin.
46.
He looks very dialed in at the moment, very focused. Finishing well, nice 11 dart leg. Another start from Mike there.
Peter potentially looking to go out with a bang. From what you've heard, this might be his last Lakeside. He might be packing in darts before so long.
Yeah, he sent some notice to the Australian side last year that, this year, should I say, that it's time to hang up the darts. We politely declined his request, told him to keep going. That was his told. But no, he's at that stage in life now where I think he's really enjoying the family scene. So
137.
fantastic match from Pete. But if I'm being honest, I think we still need Pete in Australia darts. As you can see, we've got a lot of talent coming through. We just need to give him a little bit more guidance. And that's where people like Peter and we definitely need him around darts in Australia.
So you're going to try and convince him to change his mind?
No, just tell him he can't.
140.
Keep trying to tell him he's being selfish.
100.
It's good.
You require
Been a good leg from both
141.
players here. Maichi's scoring is rock solid at the moment. He's on for the 141. Just missed the 57. Move over to triple 10.
89. Mike, you require 143. 97.
It's a good setup from Mike. Seems to find a little bit more rhythm at the moment. But for the set, and a wonderful set at that. Ooh, he thought he had it.
Mike, you require 46.
Mike seeking a response.
I think he'll need it there too as well, because you don't want to drop a set 3-zip when you've got the walk.
37.
Well, the early signs for Mike are not good. 8-8 for Peter Machin.
16 for 16 is a par. We don't want to be mucking around with this too long.
14.
In the madhouse.
Mike, you require 9. What score? Peter, you require
This is a good
2.
example of why staying patient and doing what Jun did that last game is so important. When Peter's scoring as well as he is, if you wait for those opportunities, they come.
No score. Mike, you require 8.
I'm not sure if there may have been contact with that first dart that sent it straying into the 18s.
It was a very different angle into the board.
4. Peter, you require 2.
And again, Mike letting out a lot of frustration there.
8 shots on the base set. Peter Mitchell. Second
So where
set.
Mike's going to just let that one go, just accept that it's
Iman.
the first 2 legs. Peter played really, really well. The third leg, obviously, Mike should have had that one and then saw what happened in the 4th. But Pete's one set up and he's got the arrows. This is where you need to knuckle down and focus. Forget about what's happened. Worry about what's to come. He's got an opportunity to attack now.
Well, Mike has to pick himself up, otherwise he's in danger of being completely railroaded.
83.
And those loose darts, you can't afford those at the moment. Machin's still got his scoring shoes on.
49.
He's taken his foot off the pedal here. But Mike's just chasing all over the board, chasing trebles. That's a lovely dart. All that bed to work with.
125.
Moved too far across to the left.
I like this from Mike. He's just taking a little step back to reset himself.
$95.
Does he stay there or does he come down for the 17? Looks like he's staying.
100.
Well, from that angle, it looked like he had plenty of room to work with on the right, but stuck the dart left side.
96.
That's a good shot from Mike
You
there.
require 167.
Fall short. Does he go for the aggressive shot? No, he's down. 90. It's a wonderful setup.
131. I do require 170.
It's almost like he's chasing that first dart. You can see he's just pushing it right across his body.
36.
We said it the other night, when you're shooting for those shots, the big scores. When you're shooting for those big shots, percentages, you're not going to hit them, like, not even 30% of the time. Even the elite players don't hit them 30% of the time. But 90% of the time, you see the first dart go in, because they're just staying in the process. They're not trying to throw anything special. They're just staying in the same groove that they're already in. They're not thinking that I have to hit it. I can hit it. And it's a big difference when you walk up to the board, especially on stage, in front of a crowd, on TV. You know, and telling yourself that you have to do something. It's like telling a 3-year-old to clean their room. You're just going to have that resistance, that natural resistance.
100.
But when you tell yourself you can do it, you relax that little bit more, you focus that little bit more. But you can't focus harder, you can't throw any different than what your natural throw is, or you shouldn't, because that's where errors will come in. So if you've got no trust in the process and you're trying to make something happen, that's where things go wrong, and they can go really wrong, really quickly.
84.
But Machin very solid here. Unfortunate on the start, had to go for the 17s to leave a shot. Oh, sorry, for the 18s. To leave or try and leave the 167.
Well, Mike's average yesterday was around 91.5, and that's near the very top of what we've seen from him, so he performed excellently well. He'll admit that he let himself down in his debut campaign last year, only averaged 72 in defeat to the German Liam Mandel-Lawrence, the number 6 seed, who we're going to see this week.
So obviously Mark's gone away and worked on last year, and he's improved, and that's something I hope my fellow countrymen take away from this. You know, they may not have had the performances that they want, but this is experience. So he's obviously taken the experience and come well, but now he's in uncharted waters. It's something he's got to get the experience with again. He's playing the longer formats. 45 or 57? Not so sure on the 57 route myself, but
104.
It's
I require 137.
I suppose if you're doing it on just about every other combination shot, it sort of makes sense, but the 28 is such a dangerous double. It's like 36, such a dangerous double. You miss, then you split. Then you're leaving yourself some funny numbers to try and come back with.
It's the dangerous odd-numbered doubles that you could leave. Peter Machin wants to leave double 16. That's what he does. Much tidier from Machin in this second set.
Third leg is Peter to throw first. Game on.
5 legs in a row, and the only leg that Mike Gillett has had doubles in was that strange one to end the first set where Peter forgot how to hit a double. That's the only chance he's been afforded, so Mike has to pick things up. Averaging sub 70 right now.
97.
And against a player with someone with Peter's experience, he'll look at that and know that they're, like Mike will be nervous. He'll be saying to himself, the young fella's nervous here. That gives me a little bit more opportunity.
59.
But Mike just needs to take that little step back and do what he did last night. He got into a really good groove. He was building shots off his first dart. He was scoring exceptionally well. But he looked confident. He looked comfortable. At the moment, he doesn't look either. Machin just plugging it away nice and straight.
100.
That's a good shot from Mike, but he needs to put 2 or 3 of those together to start building that confidence. If not, at least do what Jun did and put himself in opportunities, you know, where Peter misses a shot, then you can come in and take the 100 shot or the 104 or 115s. lovely first dart.
85.
And the frustration to only emerge with 85 after such a good first dart.
Yeah. But there's no real damage. I mean, it's, yeah, you're on 144 as opposed to 157. 144, obviously an easier shot, but you need 2 triples and a double. So the damage is quite minor in that one there. You're just giving away a little bit of confidence, but if Peter hasn't backed it, which he hasn't,
45.
that was the money shot, your third shot. You know, when you start to build a leg, the third shot's the hardest shot. But Peter gave him an opportunity, gave Mike an opportunity. Mike's just giving it straight back.
60.
That's a great shot. Now all the pressure's back on Peter.
143.
And a poor leg for Peter's standards.
And a time that he can ill afford, because this is a break, and if you appreciate that Mike's got to break twice to get back to the set.
Mike, you require 72.
But to be on 100 after 18 darts when you're shooting for the set with the walk.
Bullseye for Mike.
40.
And a miss.
Peter, you require 100.
Now, if we're playing back home on a floor attempt, I'd say this would be bread and butter for Peter. $20 to hit.
80.
Peter Machin used to play doubles with a gent named James Bailey. Between the two of those, any shot between 80 and 120, you just put your darts away. But this isn't a floor event in Australia. Mike Gillett takes it.
This is a world championship where pressure is very, very different.
Fourth against Mike to throw first. Game on.
Winner of this will take on the number 12 seed Cliff Pryor. And I suggest that both players will view that as an opportunity, because Cliff in his World Championship game, you only averaged 74. It was a low quality game against Scott Walters. Neither of them could get going.
Starts another leg with the 180. And talking about the 9-dart leg before with Paul Lim's return and Peter hitting it. That's a fantastic shot from him. Great answer.
Collective groan from the audience at Lakeside.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing that we've got a clown in the audience whistling when Peter's on the shot for a 9-dart leg.
41.
It's probably a good thing that he's not doing a tournament in Australia. He'll get skull dragged out pretty quickly. Machin needs to set up the shot here.
57.
It gives Mike an opportunity to come back in. It looks like he's going to take the opportunity.
This has been nowhere to be seen so far for Gillett. Exploded into life.
Machin for 14. Bullseye.
So going to the break, 2 sets up.
But this is where what Mike needed to do, just take that little step back and that little bit more time. Find his rhythm and trust his process, trust his throw, trust everything that he's practiced for.
Double 16. You don't often see left-handers going to this side of the board, which worked out very nicely for Mike. He's back on parity in this second set. Peter's got the advantage of throw, but Mike certainly not giving up after what's been a very ropey start from the Welshman.
It's a solid opener for Peter. In this leg here, you just want to come down in tons. Mike's been hitting the 180s, and you're hoping that he's burnt all of that energy up.
45.
He needs the triple now.
5.
To release the pressure valve on Mike. Can Mike take advantage of it?
Not really.
Gonna find the silver lining. 2 triples. Machin's overcorrected here. He's back in the triple.
85.
It's a little bit edgy at the moment.
86.
50% of Mike's darts this leg have been a triple. Oh, sorry, in the last 2 shots. It could have been so much better.
140.
Maximum needed to get to a finish. Maximum provide.
The Isle of Man International Darts Festival is held from March 6th to 9th, a triple header of darting fun on the Isle of Man within the most beautiful surroundings. The Swedish Open and Masters takes place from 15th to 17th of August, a popular tournament for many of Europe's best arrowsmiths. The double silver weekend always provides great entertainment. The Latvian Open and Riga Open are held from October 17th to 19th. One of the biggest tournament weekends in the Baltic region is near the end of the 2025 WDF season. An excellent chance to pick up your much-needed points in this silver and bronze weekend. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thanks to our tournament sponsors and partners, Mission, Blaze, Quiff, Great Game, Dart Connect, L-Style and MasterCooler.com.
So it's been a very solid performance so far from Peter Machin. It started in stunning fashion, back-to-back 180s in the first 2 legs. We had an 11 darter on double 16. Things faltered slightly, and while Peter's level dropped, Mike's certainly raised. But the most important thing for Machin is that he came away with the requisite 3 legs to take a 2-set advantage. It's a big ask now for Mike to come back and win 3 sets in a row. It's not impossible. Peter's just got to stay solid and focused, Raymond.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just got to keep doing what he's doing. Obviously clean up the errant darts. And for Mike, he just needs to find that rhythm, that confidence. And he didn't do much wrong last night. He hit just about everything that he was after. So the form doesn't dip that much, just the confidence level.
Maybe the break came at a good time.
125.
125 first visit gives credence to that theory.
96.
Machin's looking like he's very focused.
99.
Mike looking a little snatchy on the release there.
134.
Machin chasing triples around the board at the moment. The first dart's not doing as it's supposed to.
96.
And Mike's finding some triple 17s here.
Excellent cover shooting from Mike, leaves 90 after a dozen. Machin might be on something better.
good set to put the pressure on. So now it's going to force Mike to go for the 20 ball route. It's the 60. We saw Brandon do this.
60. Peter, you require 41.
The left-hander to be on his arc. That's a good dart. Sets the line straight down for the... Always want to try to get the 9. I want to get it in a position where it sets my line.
Yet another break of throw.
Second leg is Peter to throw first. Game on.
I mean, the real positive from Peter's point of view, he's had a dart, at least one, to win every leg of this match. So he's always in it. He's never giving Mike any breathing room.
Yeah, but Mitch, it just seems he's played within himself as well. He's fairly focused at the moment. But when we were talking the other night, the other game about setting up your B game, like when you're not feeling it, in stages in that second set there, he wasn't quite playing his A game, but he wasn't making too many mistakes. He wasn't giving away too many darts. And while Mike was feeling the pressure for most part of it, Pete was still keeping the pressure in there while resting effectively. And just sit back and allowed Mike to pretty much beat himself up, which we saw with him venting his frustration on numerous occasions. And for an experienced campaigner like Peter, if once you see the frustration routinely from your opponent, you're in a pretty good mindset. You're feeling pretty comfortable.
130.
That's where you can feed off the negative energy from your opponent.
Absolutely, because you know every triple 20 you hit now is a dagger to the opponent.
123.
But Mike doing as he should do and just stay focused on what he's doing. Don't give too much away. Good focus from Peter not to worry about the drop dart. Then he gets a bounce out.
He'll want to pick both of them up.
Yeah, would that be a telling dart in this leg? Gets away with it.
Peter, you require 152.
You just see the look on the frustration on Mike's face as he takes the darts out of the... Like, Machen's probably a little bit more relaxed now on this 152 because Mike's just given it away that he's not feeling confident or comfortable for this 160.
100.
So now it's on to Mike to summon up that little fire, that little spark.
100. Peter, you require 52.
Double 16.
It's been good to him so far. Is this the commentator's curse again?
In charge of the second leg.
Peter Machin defies the commentator's curse. He's
He's
501 points away from a first World Championship victory and a tie with Cliff Pryor in round 3. No indication that Mike's giving up.
That's what you like to see when you're on wood, come out fighting.
4 180s in the last 5 legs from Mike, and yet he's only won one of them.
Yeah, but Mason, the old stalwart, he knows that if he can keep pace here, and just force another error here. And he has.
76.
And this is where all all your body language, negative body language, was to your own detriment. But Peter's given him the opportunity back.
39.
That's where Mike needs to steady the ship.
84.
Just let that go. You're still on your 3-dart finish. So there's no point getting frustrated on that shot there. You're on a 3-dart finish. Machen needs a 180 to set up a finish, and even then, it's going to be an interesting one.
140.
when the first dart sits up right for Peter, he always looks likely to follow it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been on the receiving end of it. I've seen it many a time. Yeah, when he gets that first dart, and once that second dart hits the triple, he's a little bit of faux pas from the announcer there. Don't think we can peg 182 without a quadro.
I'll be reminding Garen Roderick of that when I see him.
100. IQ required 76.
It's been a fantastic team to be a part of for this week as well. 14 dart leg there, and he didn't look too stressed. He got a little bit annoyed with himself after the second shot. The 84 to leave up 161, but just got back on with it. When he got back on with it, looked pretty comfortable. Going back to the team this week, there's been a little bit of banter, and it's been a lot of fun, I've got to admit.
Yeah, always loads of fun to be had at Lakeside. Loads of fun that extends along into the night. In the process, Peter always looked in control. That is a World Championship win. Machin beats Gillett 3-0, and we'll be back for more Lakeside action at 1 o'clock UK time tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause going for Mike Gillett! And into round 3, Peter Machin! Ladies and gentlemen, that does bring day 4 to a conclusion here at the Lakeside. Have you all had a good evening? Who's coming back tomorrow? Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing you for day 5. 1 o'clock start, the doors at 12, I believe. We look forward to seeing you there. Thank you all very much indeed. Have a safe journey home. God bless and good night.
The 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January the 17th till the 19th. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Men's and women's champions win places at the 2025 World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is held from January the 24th till 26th. Join the party in Bucharest, register to play by Wednesday 22nd of January and kickstart the new WDF ranking season in historical Bucharest. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from January the 30th till February the 2nd. Registration is open until January the 15th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to Lakeside in December 2025. The Isle of Man International Darts Festival is held from March 6th to 9th. A triple header of darting fun on the Isle of Man with the still beautiful surroundings. The Swedish Open and Masters takes place from 15th to 17th of August. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best arrowsmiths, the double silver weekend always provides great entertainment. The Latvian Open and Riga Open are held from October 17th to 19th. One of the biggest tournament weekends in the Baltic region is near the end of the 2025 WDF season. An excellent chance to pick up your much-needed points in this silver and bronze weekend. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thanks to our tournament sponsors and partners, Mission, Blaze, Quiff, Great Game, Dart Connect, L-Style and MasterCooler.com.